So good morning, and then we'll simply continue from where we left it on our previous lesson. So we were doing the what we call the concepts of data tables. We're doing the concepts of the data table, and then we managed to do what? We managed to do the one variable data table, or in other words, it is a one-way data table. So what I wanted us to do today, we need to do the two-way data table, and then I wanted us, there is some what we call the data set, which was shared in the group just a few seconds ago. Can you confirm about those what we call the data set? So in that data set, I wanted us to open the revision of the pilot paper. So that data set, it was the CASNEP data set, or it was the pilot paper, which was done. It was not done, it was just a pilot. It was showing the students on how the business and data analytics will be set. So I wanted us to go to a specific question number 23. Question number 23. So what you are supposed to do, one, you need to open that data. You need to download actually. So once you have downloaded the data, what you do, it is already in a spreadsheet format. So this is the data. Let me just show you now how to do it. So let me stop sharing that data, and then let me open the what? Let me open this. So at least once we are done with the topic, at least we look for what we call for a paper. So like this. So that is the paper I'm talking about. So can you check on your screen? So I'm talking about this question number 23. I'm talking about, no. It is not that one. It's not, it's your question number, it is question number 23. So I think I've opened the wrong data set. Oh, let me just open it first because I think I've already have it here. So on the desktop, revision pilot paper, business and data analytics. That is the data set. So, but you know, you will only do that. Yeah, it is question number 23. It is question number 23. It is question number 23. So this question number 23, part B of that question. So this one, it is question number 23. That is the question I'm talking about. Hi, Mwalimu, I can't hear your voice. Hello. Is it okay now? Is it okay? David, unanisikia sasa? Ametuma. Lakini kwanza tutakaa tu kwanza, tunataka kumalizia kwanza something and then we'll question number 3. So David, hello, I think it is okay now. Can you confirm it is okay so that we continue? David, I think now it is okay. Is it okay now? Am I audible? Okay, so that is the question I'm talking about. So that it is question number 23. So that question number 23, at least tutatumia once we are done with the two variable data table. So straight away we go to our what? We go to the continue with the two variable data table. Okay, so maybe I can do a recap. I can do a recap about the one variable data table before we continue. So that was the data. That was the data. That was the data we were doing it on our previous lesson. So it was all about a mortgage. So are you uko in class? See, uingie kwa link ndio uone. Okay, so this was the one variable data table. So we have also the two variable data table. Two variable data table. Let me just use the same. Let me just use the same data set. Let me just use the same data set. So I will use this data at least to demonstrate the two variable data table. If you have any issue with our one variable data table, I guess the video is already shared, or the video is shared, so you can go through as you write some, the instructions. And then if you have any challenge, just let me know. So today, without wasting time, we'll go to our second lesson. We are at least tunamalizia the data tables in what? In our first topic, that is the what we call the data tables. The data tables in Microsoft Excel. So this one, it is two-way. It is two-way data table. It is two-way data table. So I wanted us at least we do the concept of the two-way data table, and then we'll go back to our what? We go up to our past paper, and then at least we do the loan amortization, and then we call it a day. So two-way data table. So two-way data table. So like the way, like what I said on our previous lesson, when we are dealing with data tables, one, if you are dealing with a two variable data table, that means that at least you have to use the two input cells. You have to use the two input cells. What I mean by two input cells, it can be either the column. No, it is both now the column and row wise. Column and row wise. So if you come here in the data and then whatever analysis and then the data table, that is our data table. So a data table, it has two input cells. One, it is what? The row input cell, and then the column input cell. And then when I was demonstrating, or when we were doing a one variable data table, you realized that I used only the column. I used only the column. I used the column because at least I had, or we had the answer for the what? For somebody, for an investor mwenye alikuwa amechukua loan or a mortgage for 2 million, alikuwa analipa for 15 years. So at least now tukaweka our years in column wise. So that is why I selected the column input. Otherwise, you can also select the row input cell provided. But if it is one, provided it is one variable data table, or it is a one-way data table. So, but for our case today, because we were doing what? The two variable data table. So today, since we are doing the two variable data table, what we do, it means that we will do what? It means that we will be utilizing both as input cells, one row and column at the same time, and then we'll be done with the data tables. We'll be done with the data tables. Let me confirm whether I'm recording. Okay, so So the first thing we'll do, maybe for the benefit of those students who was not there on our previous lesson. So what we did, the first thing, you have the input here. And then also, I will be using the same procedure, or in other words, I will be using the same method. So that if you get a question like that, you'll also just use our format. Just use our format so that it will not confuse you. So first of all, we have the input. The input, we have the cost of the house, which you can see it is 2 million. And then apart from the cost of the house, we have the down payment, we have the interest rate, we have the repayment years, and then we have the payment per year. And then the output there, you need to compute the output, students. You need to compute the output yourself. So for example, the amount borrowed. The amount borrowed is equivalent to the cost of the house minus the what? The down payment. I think that is something, it is rather obvious for all of us. I think it is something, because we already have the down payment and then you know the cost of the house. So you will say what? The cost of the house minus the down payment, we get the what? The amount borrowed by that individual. And then the next thing we need to do here is that that monthly rate you can see. So for the monthly rate, we need to convert the rate per annum to what? To the monthly rate. So that one is very simple. We use the cell address formula. We use cell address formula. I explained what we mean by the cell address formula in our previous lesson. So, and then the formula, the rules of the formulas remain the same. It still remain the same. We had said what? We said that any formula any formula. We had said that not formula, any function, any function, provided it is a function, it has 4 components. One is equal sign, one is equal sign. Tulisema one is equal sign. Any function lazima ianze na equal sign. That is it. Tulisema lazima all, provided it is a function, even a formula, even a formula, lazima ikuwe na nini? Na equal sign. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. And then number 2, I remember we discussed something also that a formula lazima ikuwe na function name. The function name tells the application on what to do. Is it to add? Is it to subtract? Is it to multiply? So the function names, tells the computer or tells the spreadsheet on what to do with the data you select. So we have the function name. We have the function name. That is number 2. And then that is not something negotiable. It is provided you are doing anything to do with the function. First of all, you need to start with an equal sign. That is it, 1. Number 2, function name. And then number 3 is the parenthesis. Number 3 is the what? Is the parenthesis. So what I mean by parenthesis, it is the opening and closing of brackets. It is the opening and closing of the brackets. It is the opening and closing of the brackets. So that is what? The parenthesis. So that is something, before even you say, oh, my formula is not working, make sure that you may follow the rules. So, and then number 3 is the argument. And then number 3 is the argument. 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 Number 3 is the arguments. And then I remember we said that the arguments, it can be numeric. It can be numeric. So the argument can be numeric, So numeric in a plain and numbers. It can also be logical. It can be logical. And then also, it can also be what? It can also be a text. So you make sure that anything to do with the logical in our function, it can fall under these 3 categories. It can be a logical argument, it can be a logical argument, and then it can be also a text argument. And I think when we handle a question like that, I will just let you people know. So, and then now, we need to calculate this one. So the cell address formula is that we don't have to type the numbers ourselves. We don't have to type the 4%. We already, because we have the input, so a cell address is where I will select the cell reference. So the cell reference for that case, it is what? It is 4%. It is 4%. So you say 4%, you divide it by what? We divide it by 12. We divide it by 12. We divide it by 12. And then that is our what? That is our monthly rate. That is our monthly rate. So our monthly rate is 0.00333. So that is now the rate that individual atakuwa anachachiwa per month. So 4% is what? It is rate per annum. That is a rate per annum. And then now the payment periods. So it means that it is very simple. What we do, we'll say if this person will be paying the loan for 15 years, and then now is, he or she will be paying 12 times in a year. 12 times in a year. That is, he or he will be paying, he will be repaying this loan per month, every month. So it means that we'll say the years, we multiply it by what? By 12. So that is it. So it means that this individual, she or he will be paying this mortgage for a total of 180 months. 180 months. And then from there now, we need to calculate the payment, the monthly payment. So the monthly payment, alipa pesa ngapi per month, atakuwa analipa how much per month. So now here, we will apply a formula. And then actually the formula we'll apply is a financial function. It is a financial function. A financial function inaitwa nini? PMT. So inaitwanga a payment formula. It is a payment formula. So what we do here is equal sign, and then we'll insert. We will simply insert the formula. So as time's gone, you people, you will be okay, or you will, tutakuwa tunasoma on these financial functions in terms of their categories. Like for example, you can see there, these are financial functions. Extended internal rate of return, extended net present value, and then among other financial functions. So, but for my case here, I'm just looking for BMT under the financial function, and then I click OK. I click Go. Click Go. Sorry. So is it visible from your side? You can see the function. Okay. So we selected the what? So the financial, we have the PMT, we have the present value, we have the previous, we have the rate, we have the number of periods. So we also have those functions. And then these functions, if you need to master it, like for example, the PMT there, there is L sign there. So if you click, it is unfortunate that if I click from my side, I don't know whether it will be visible. Okay, so what I was saying, I'm also requesting the online students, if you get a time when you are free, you try, especially for the B.D.A, because it's a practical thing, you will try even, when you are free, you try to attend. Maybe we can agree, maybe Saturday or maybe one of the Fridays, you people, you try to come physical class, because I can tell you, when you come to physical class, and then I'm also, at least tutakuwa direct, tutakuwa naona kuna vitu zingine. Unajua online, there is other things, like for example, this one for help on this function, I cannot share. I can't share. So that is why. So I think we calculate the what? The monthly payment. So the monthly payment is equal sign. So it is equal sign, and then I look for that function. I look for the function that is the DMT, and then I click OK. So now for the rate, the rate is the monthly rate. It is not the yearly rate. So you selected the what? The monthly rate. And then also I'll be requesting you people, when I'm doing this, you need also doing it in your hand, because I guess the data already imekuwa shared. I think the data you have it in your side. Do you have the data? If you don't have the data, I will do this. I will simply share it in the chats. I will simply share it inside so that you can download your app. So that nikifanya on my side, also you will be doing it from your side. Otherwise, also maybe you can do it after today's tukimaliza unaenda kupitia video, but maybe video inaweza chelewa kidogo. So unaona, so and then the number of the periods is what is the 180, and then now the present value always has to start with the what, it has to start with a negative, otherwise your answer will be negative and then haitakuwa ina make sense. So tukifika kwa present value always you start with a negative. So and then a negative, our present value tumesema ni 100, the amount of loan borrowed, and then I just click OK. So that means that the loan, the monthly payment is 13,314.37. So hii ndio repayment mtu atakuwa analipa per month as per this loan schedule, But you know that also the rate or the interest is included. So if you need to calculate the total to repay loan, inamaanisha it is equal sign, I will say the amount you are paying monthly be multiplied by what? By the number of the months. So it means that at the end of payment, you'd have paid a total of what? Of 2,396 and then 588.88. That will be the total loan you would have paid. That is the total loan you would have paid. And then also the total interest paid, it is very simple. So what we do, you will say the total to repay loan minus what? Minus the amount borrowed. So the amount in addition, the amount in addition yenye ulilipa, apart from the amount yenye ulipewa na the bank, is 500,000. 900 and it is 500,096. It is 596,588.88. So that is it. So and then now once you have this, what we can do now is I'll show you the concepts of what? Of the two variable data table. So the two-way data table. Two-way data table. Two-way data table. And then now, so this two-way data table, we have one. The two-way data table, what we should do here, one is that we start with the what? We start with the months, which is 15. So I have 15 there. 15 there, I have the 15 there, and then from there I'll come here and then equal sign, and then 15 plus 1, they only say 16, and then from there I can do what? I can drag downwards like that. So maybe end back at that. So now, because I need to handle, so okay, maybe hata tunasema hapa 13, and then tuseme 14, then this, we push it down here. So, and then now we'll have to select our what? So this is the row, the column input. We need now to have the row input because this is a two variable data table. This is a two variable data table. So here what I will do, my first number ni this one, it is 2 million. So kama mtu aliomba 2 million, kama mtu ameomba 2 million, kama mtu ameomba 2 million, if somebody has borrowed for 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. So, 2 million here. So 1,000 separator, so that at least you can, and then we can do the same thing, equal sign, these are 2 million, maybe plus 500,000, 1, 2, 3. So, and then from there now, I will drag it, hiyo itakuwa ni kama itakuwa 3 million. So that is it. So that is now the 2 variable data table. You can see that we have ile loan yenye mtu anataka kuomba na the years here. So now let us start with the what? With what we already have. What we already have. Let us start with the what? With that amount. So tunataka kujua mtu atakuwa anarudisha pesa ngapi akiomba 2 million na alipe for 13 years. What if you borrow 2.5 million and then you will be paying it with 13 years? What if you borrow 3.5 million and then the repayment you will be repaying it for 13 years? So that is that question we want. That is a question tunataka ichipiwe na the two-way data table. And then for this way data table, it is not only we do it for our what? Ndio tupite the B.D.A class. Also itakusaidia wewe in the workplace. Okay? So now, what I will do here, I will simply highlight. I will be simply highlight it like that. And then once I've highlighted, I come to the data and then motive analysis and then the data table. So all of us, we agreed that we will utilize all the input cells in the two-way data table, not one like that is the case when we're handling the one variable data table. So let me start with the what? With the column input. The column input, I will select the years. And then the row input is, I will select the what? The 2 million like that. And then you click that and then wow, like that. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. It is so simple like that one. So, I'm being requested, if I don't mind, I repeat, and then I will definitely repeat. I will repeat. So we start with the what? We start with I started it here with what? Maybe 13 years, and then the second cell equal sign, and then 13 plus 1. Maybe hiyo loan itakuwa inaongezeka by 1 year. So, and then iweke mpaka 30. So, mpaka 30. So that is the column input cells. And then now for the rows, tumesema tunafaa to type, and then you just type 2 million, and then we already have this. So, and then the same maybe loan, maybe tuweke increasing. This is just something, that is something I'm just adding it myself. You can add it, maybe iongezeke by million or 200, any can do. So plus, maybe even I can say 300,000. 1, 2, 3. Then now I do what? I drag to maybe even that to that. And then now the next thing you should do is I highlight it like that. And then, sorry. So I highlight it. I have to highlight everything like that. Sorry. It's not happening. So I highlight it. And then once I've highlighted it, okay, so kwanza wacha niweke hii, but sio lazima, nini hiyo monthly anaweza weka baadaye, nikisha come up. Once I've come up with the what? Okay, let me just demonstrate. I can as well do this fast, yeah? I can highlight it, and then anikuje kwa data, and then whatever analysis, and then the data table, and then the row input is what? Is this one, is the loan yenye iko kwa input, and then the column is what? The column is the years, like that. I think munafaa muone hiyo kwa input. So, and then I will select it. So if you select it, definitely it will be 0. Sasa nikikuja kuweka hapa sasa, kama nataka kuangalia mtu atakuwa analipa per month, unaona inanipatia. Even if I need also a different thing, like for example, the total to repay loan for each year, depending on the amount you need to borrow. So press enter. So that one will guide you to make a what? A decision. You will make a decision because unaona wewe unajua ni income unapata ngapi, unaona. And then also maybe you will select for appropriate method. Ile rate yenye the years. Like for example, most people they will go for many years at least, so that you will kitu itapaki kidogo ya kusort out hata mambo zingine. So it is as simple as that. That is the two-way data table. That is the two-way data table. So I wanted us to go straight away to that question. I wanted us to go away to that question of the what we call the pilot paper, so that we use now the knowledge we have on the data table to solve that question. So I'll stop sharing this screen unless there is a question. Otherwise, I will go to that question. Me, I already have that question. I have the question with me here. So it is something I had done before. That is why nilikuwa nimefanya na wale wanafunzi wa previous sitting. So this is the question. So let me see. So I think that was this one. I was doing question number A. Sasa asitaki nifanye question number A, nataka tufanye question number what? Question number B, because hapo ndio tuko. So whatever you are seeing there, whatever you are seeing, it was the same question, but I was solving the question number A. It was question number A, Roman 1, Roman 2 na Roman 3. Hiyo hatuko hapo leo. So tunataka kuangalia question number B, because that is what is related what kenye tumesoma leo. Kenye tumesoma the other lesson and then this lesson, and ndio tunataka kuangalia. So now I will just delete. I will delete this, or no need. I will just take this question. I will take the screen data, and then I will go back to home. So two variable data table. The two variable data table. I think this one. So that is the question you can see from then. Yes. Unaiona? Okay, so in that question, I already have a solution. It is something nilikuwa nimefanya before, that is why. But I will delete. I will simply delete. And then ndio niweze nifanye. Okay, so hizi vitu zote I need to delete it because hizo ni vitu nataka to delete. At least we started from the scratch, because this it will confuse you if we use this. That is the question. Hiyo ndio swali ni tunataka kusolve. Na hiyo swali nataka tufanye pamoja. Make sure that you have your laptop and then you have your machine. Make sure that we use your machine. Okay, so now, as you can read the question there, assume that an investor takes an investment loan over 1.5 million. Unless you don't have a laptop. But if you have a laptop, I wanted us to do that together. Tunaweza fanya pamoja because it is something very simple. Hiyo table tu utaingiza directly. We'll be doing it very, tutafanya tu pole pole. Within 1 hour, 30 minutes, an area that we do only that question at least, and then, but we do it. So, make sure that you have a table like that. I'm giving you time. Nawapatia time. So you have that question. So you try to come up with that table. Or maybe wacha tufanye kwanza, and then from there, let me just do it. And then once I'm done it, you do it from your side. So, question number what? The question B, that is, this was, it was a pilot paper, December 2022. Question number 23. So assume that an investor takes an investment loan of cash, 150 million. The loan is for 48 months at an annual interest rate of 15%, which the bank translates to a monthly rate of what? Of 15% per annum divided by what? Divided by 12. So the monthly rate itakuwa ni 1.2%. The payment are to be made at the end of each of the next 48 months. Okay? The payment are to be made at the end of each of the next 48 months. Okay? So number 1, required, calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So kwanza tutailete hiyo data tuilete. So the investment loan, of which already nilikuwa nimeandika hapa. So investment loan is what? Is 150 what? 150 million. So 1, 2, 3. So that is it. And then now the interest rate, it is very clear. It is what? Is 15% per annum. So tutaweka. And then now the repayment years. The repayment years is equivalent to what? Is equals to what? It is 48 months. You divide it by what? you divide it by 12. So because kwa input inafaa ikuwe in here, yeah? So mtu atakuwa analipa for 4 years, isn't it? So it is definitely 4 years. You know, because hapo wametuambia the loan is for 48 months. So it means that if we need to convert this 48 months to years, so you will say 48 divided by what? 12. So we'll get what? 4, which utapata for what? 4 years. So that is 4 years. And then repayment by year. Definitely it is what? It is 12. It is that one, it is 12. Mtu atakuwa analipa per month. And then in a year, we have how many months? We have 12 months. We have the 12 months. So we need to solve the question, the Roman number 1. Calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So the monthly rate is what we'll say what? We'll say 15, we divide it by what? By 12. And then that is the percentage. It is 0.00125. As simple as that. And then the payment period is equals to what? It is 4 times what? Times 12, which is 48. We are just using the same method on our what concept. And then now the monthly repayment. The monthly repayment, that is what the question asks us, though we need to solve now the question, the Roman number 1. The question, Roman number 1. So Roman number 1, the Roman number 1 is that calculate. So it is calculate. Is calculate the monthly payment on the loan. Calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So solution, the solution to that question is that what we do, equal sign, and then we look for what? For the PMT function. So then PMT function. And then now what we do, the rate is, make sure that the rate the rate unatumia, it is what? It is the monthly rate. So we elected the monthly rate. And then now the number of the periods is equals to what? Is equals to the 48 months. And then the present value, as we had said before, always you start with the negative, and then we selected the what? The investment loan. The investment loan, like that. As simple as that. And then now if you calculate, wow, that is what? That is your answer. So we would have solved that question number what? Roman 1, calculate the monthly rate. So the monthly rate is equivalent to, I don't know why wameweka dollars, but we can as well do what? We can change. So this one will come here, and then ikuje kwa more, and then the currency, I change the currency to Kenya shillings. And then, okay. So Kenya shillings, like that. So this is now the what? This is the monthly payment, and then that is what examiner was interested. The examiner was interested on in Roman number 1 on the monthly payment. So that is, we are done with that question. We are done with that question. We're done with that Roman number 1. So we go to the Roman number 2. Assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. You assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. So option number 1, students, is the annual interest rate is 15, and then the term is 48. That is Option number 1. Option number 2 is the annual interest rate is 18 and then the term is the 60 months. And then option number 3 is 13. Then the terms is 48. Use two-way data table. Use two-way data table or use the two-way, but use two-way data. We can also call it two-variable data table. That is another name. So use the two-way data. You use the two-variable data table to determine which option would be the most favorable to the investor. Use the two-way data table to determine which option would be the most favorable to the investor. So it is very simple. It is as simple as this. So this is two variable data table. So the first thing we should do, we need to have something to do with the word. What I wanted us to do for the interest rate, what you go in a column wise, and then the terms go in a column wise, so that to avoid the contradiction. So for the months, the figures you can see there should be captured in our data table. So something to do with the 48 should appear, because the minimum here I can see is 36, and then the maximum is 60 months. So for our case, we can say even 36. We can say 36. And then once we have said 36, maybe difference equal come 2. This one plus 2. And then I click OK. So, and then maybe I drag. Let me continue tracking. So, and I think, I don't know whether we have captured all what we have there. I can see in the terms, you can see 36 somewhere. You can see 48 somewhere. You can see also what? You can see 60. We can also change the model of doing things. We can also say maybe 36, that is the what? The minimum. And then maybe to make an addition equal 4. We see what will happen. So, and then we say plus 4 years. And then I drag. Provided your data is captured, and then I think also that one is okay. So maybe we can go for that. And then now, let us, for the rate, I can see the smallest is 13. So maybe we can say 13, and then 13%. You can say 13%. And then equal sign to say 13 plus 1%. Maybe for that case, maybe we can say 13 plus 1%. Then I press enter. And then now I do what? I drag, we see 15, 16, 17, 18. It is captured, So up to here 18. I think that one we can remove the decimal places, students. So for uniformity, we can reduce the decimal places. So how do I go about? So okay, so for the uniformity purposes, we can select this format. So there's two ways of doing that. We can either use this format painter. Una select that format painter and then like that. So at least we have that format. Otherwise, also you can as well highlight. Assuming that if you have decimal places, I can as well do what? I can highlight and then I can use this shortcut to reduce. Any can do. So now we can do, the question says that use two-way data table to determine which option would be the most favorable for the investor. As in, what we are looking there, you get the amount, but now at least something will repay. No, you will be repaying it, at least ni zile amount yenye utalipa kidogo yenye kwa hizi options zote tutatafuta ile option yenye maybe hiyo amount you will be repaying per month ni what iko lower kwa hizo kwa hiyo options that way. So now see, I will select it like the way tulikuwa tumefanya, and then now I will do what? I will come to the data, and then whatever analysis, data table, and then the what? The column input is the what? Is I will select the 4 years. No. The column input, I will just select the 48 for this case. And then for the row input, I will select the amount. Then I click OK. Now, nikikuja tu automatically kuweka this amount, ndio hiyo nimeipata. Yes, great. Row ndio mimi nimefanya mambo zangu. So row should be what? It should be that rate, It should be that rate. And then now the column input cells, it should be this one, Then I just click OK. Like that, okay? So nilikuwa tumeselect the wrong data, So now tuende kwa option. Let us go to our options now. Nataka these options, we do it together. So the option number one is the interest rate is 15, isn't it? Which is here. The interest rate is 15. And then the month is 48. So it means that you're here. Okay? So let us just highlight that area like that. And then the option number 2 is what? The option number 2 is 18. And then the terms is 60, isn't it? So, and the terms is 60 like that. So it is this one, So I will also highlight it like that. And then the third option is, it is 13, and then so nitakuja 13, kuje 13, and then 36, which is this one, So it is just like that. So my question is now, and then this question goes to Elizabeth, Mukuri, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, as per my explanation, and then you can see the options there. Which what do we call which option is most favorable for the investor, and then why? Yes, Elizabeth, which option is most favorable? David, so to David, I can see maybe unasoma ukitembea. David, Mutunga, are we really together? Which option? The question says use two-way data table to determine which option would be the most favorable to the investor. Which option, students? So Monica is saying that she's saying it is option number 2. Going to angalia option number 2. Option number 2 is the rate is 18 and 60 months. Yes, yes, that is the answer. So that is the answer. So the answer is that ukiangalia kwa hizo amounts, ukiangalia kwa hizo options zingine, all of them they are on a higher side. Ila at least it is favorable for you. At least you'll get something at the end of the month. Is what? It is okay. It's okay, David. It's okay. So I think that is it. We are done with that. We are done with that. Unless there is a question. Unless there is a question. Unless there is a question. There is a question. Now we are done with the data table. We have done the one variable data table and two variable data table, and then we have used it an example which we have it in the word in the pilot paper which was done which was pilot paper for 2022. So the only secret here is once you are done, you make sure that you do more and more practice. You do more and more practice. You do more and more practice. So now I'm giving you people time to do that. Just now do it practically on your side. Just do it practically on your side so that when I come back, we do the loan amortization. When I come back, we do the loan amortization. We do the loan amortization. If the time will allow us. So, but kindly try to do that. Maybe you try to do if you can manage kindly. Jaribuni hiyo that question. Any question? Yes. Yes. We selected the raw input side. We select the interest rate. No, no, so you selected the 15%. The column you select now the 48. No. People are selected involved. The column should be the payment should be So we have the investment loan, we have the interest rate, repayment years. Repayment years ndio 4. Repayment years ndio 4. And then the payment by year and 12. And then payment by year and 12, yeah. Payment by year and 12.
So I can link to the interest rate and another months. Yeah.
Okay, so let us do the loan amortization in our next lesson. We can stop there today. So, there is a theoretical part of the notes yenye imetumwa kwa group. Imetumwa. So make sure that you go through hizo notes yenye imetumwa. Let us stop there. We continue on last day. Thank you very much.